What's up, everybody? Danger Rock here. Today we're going to be looking at two different versions of Quick Draw Woody and comparing him to some other Toy Story figures that I have. So, right here we have the Thinkway Toys 1995 Quick Draw Woody. And this one right here, I would like to say, is the Mattel version. Both of these figures are actually very cool and nostalgic. And what we're going to be doing today is taking a closer look at both of them and comparing it to some other Toy Story figures that we have. So, first, I'm going to start off with the Thinkway Toys version. I really love this figure. This came out back when Toy Story first released in theaters in 1995. And I really like his face sculpt. It reminds me of the 1995 Woody dolls. So his hat is removable, and he's got this little lever right on the back that when you put his arm down, you press the lever, and his arm goes right up. And he's got a pointing finger, like that part in the movie when he says, "Hey, etch, draw." Yeah. So that's really nice. So what I really like about him is this Woody in particular, he's pretty well articulated. You can rotate his head back and forth. It's actually rubber, so you could squeeze it. I guess it can fully go all the way around. I just didn't want to risk breaking my figure, but there we go. Arms can swivel all the way around. They can bend at the elbows. Legs can kick outward that far. They can go back pretty far. And they bend at the knees. And his feet rotate. He doesn't have any toe articulation, but his feet do move. His holster right here doesn't move. It's just rubber. But what I do like is the amount of detail they put into this figure. Like, there are other versions of him in this wave, but he doesn't have the quick draw thing like this one has. I actually prefer this one. I actually do have the other versions. It's just I picked them up loose and they didn't have their hats and stuff, so that was kind of a letdown. But look at that. They even sculpted his pull string. I actually really, really like that. Even his vest has got all the details in there. His sheriff star and belt on his boots right here. You can see the cactus and the spurs are all detailed and painted nicely, so I really like that about him. And he stands perfectly fine without any balance issues. So I do like the play feature. I do like this figure, even though it's smaller in scale. I still really like him a lot. And so here we have the other quick draw Woody, which this one right here I found pretty interesting. So I found this guy at a toy show for like $4. So I was like, yeah, you know what? That's a Woody I don't have in my collection. So I definitely want to pick this guy up. And as you can see, he also has the pointing figure like that one over there. And when I did some research on him, I wasn't really sure what his packaging looked like. All I know is that this was listed on eBay as a quick draw Woody. And what I really like about him is if you take a look at the back of him right there, you can see his pull string vest. Everything is sculpted in there. Right here, you can see it on his leg. It says Disney Pixar, which makes me believe that this is a Mattel figure, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I actually thought his head sculpt was interesting. Like, as you can see, he's got this really awesome like smirk on his face. Look at that. And when I tried to move his arms, they're more like bendy. They're not really posable. Now, this Woody doesn't have any articulation in his head. His hat is non-removable. The only articulation he has is in his legs right here, which you could get him in a sitting pose, and you could get him to go back like that. But they don't move at all. What's really interesting is right here you can see both his feet are attached together. So he does stand perfectly fine without any balance issues. I have absolutely no problem with that. But I think he's such an interesting little figure, especially if you collect the smaller scaled stuff. You're definitely going to want to get this guy. I don't think he's expensive at all. I'm still curious as to see what his packaging looked like. But he is such a great figure. So putting these two next to each other, I would totally recommend them. And now, what I will say, like, for comparisons, this is just what I have in terms of what scale and good with both of these figures. So, as part of the 1995 Toy Story line by Thinkway Toys, here I got the Karate Chop Buzz Lightyear. I don't have his accessory because, of course, I picked this guy up loose. Retractable helmet and everything. Resembles a smaller version of a 1995 Buzz. So these two guys right here scale in really well with each other because Woody is taller than Buzz in the movie. And the only thing I have to compare with this guy, to kind of give you guys an idea of how big he is, here I have the Disney Store Woody that came with the figurine sets. So this one doesn't have a base or anything. He's not posable at all. He's just a nice little mini figure. And I guess the only thing I could really compare him to is also part of the other Toy Story figurine sets. Here we have Jessie, which this one right here has a stand right there, so she's pre-posed, but I think she's got really good detail for a smaller in scale figure. The Jessie, however, doesn't stand that well. I have to fiddle with this. Or it might just be the cloth on this table, because if it's like a hard surface, she'll stand a lot better. So, here I could put her leaning on Buzz right there for a second. So, as far as this guy goes, I mean, I would recommend that one over there a bit more, but that's just me, just because of the 1995 nostalgia. And he is a pretty decent sized Woody, and he's got good posability and everything. But these two guys next to each other, you could definitely see the difference in the face sculpts. So it's totally up to you guys which Woody you like. Both of these have the pull string sculpted in there, so they're both unique in their own ways, except this guy's got the detail on the belt and on his boots right there, which this guy here doesn't have. But he's still a nice little minifigure. And I would definitely recommend this. Like, if you're a Toy Story fan and you collect, like, the smaller scale figures, you can't go wrong with any one of these. You definitely want to add these to your Toy Story collection. I know I would, personally. But, yeah, these are just my thoughts and my opinions. I look forward from hearing from you guys. And I would recommend all of these. If you find them, definitely pick them up, because they're definitely worth it. So this has been my review of Quick Draw Woody. If you liked this video, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and let me know in the comments down below. What do you guys think of these figures? Do they bring back lots of nostalgia? I'm telling you, they definitely bring back a lot of good memories for me. So it's kind of hard to tell which one's better or not, but I look forward from hearing from you guys. And thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video review.